Hello students, in this lecture we will learn something more about arithmetic expression. As we know, arithmetic expressions are combinations of arithmetic operators and operands according to the rules of a syntax. Now let us take an example of an expression. This is an assignment statement where I am assigning the value of the arithmetic expression that will be computed into A. Now this arithmetic expression consists of operands that are variables p, c, d, l, k and constants 20 and 10.3, and operators like multiplication operator, plus operator, addition operator, division operator and subtraction operator. We must know how C compiler handles these arithmetic expressions. Then only we can predict about their outputs and we can be sure whether the results are being produced as we desire, because once we write the arithmetic expression and if we don't know what will be the final result, then it will be a ambiguous thing. The most important thing that we have to learn about the arithmetic expressions, that I call as a golden rule, that operations are done one by one. See, in this arithmetic expression we have to do operations like multiplication, addition, division, subtraction, but they won't be done simultaneously. Only one operation will be done first, and once we have got the result of that operation, then we can do the second operation. Now how do we know which operation is to be done first? For that we have a rule called precedence, which we have already studied. That is, every operator has a precedence, and depending upon the precedence of the operator, that operation will be performed first. That is, the operator with the highest precedence will be the one that will be used in the operation. Now if more than one operators have the same precedence, then we had a rule called as associativity in predicting the order of such operators. That is the order in which their operations will be performed. Let me explain with the same example. Now in this expression we have got multiplication operator, addition operator, division operator and subtraction operator. Now the question arises, which operation should we perform first? Because if we perform the operations in different orders, we will get different answers, and that way we won't be clear what will be the result. So what we need is to define the order in which the operations will be performed. It is like the BODMAS rule of the mathematics. Now the C's rule says, precedence rule says, that multiplication and division have highest precedence. Therefore in this expression multiplication and division will be performed first. After that we will be performing, or the compiler will be performing, addition and subtraction. But in the first instance, when we are going to perform the multiplication and division, there are three places, that is b into c, d divided by l and k into 20, where we have got multiplication and division operations. Since multiplications and divisions have highest precedence than addition and subtraction, but the question arises which one to perform first, because multiplication and division has same precedence. For that we use a rule called associativity. The associativity rule says that the operations of multiplication and division are to be performed from left to right. So first we will be multiplying b with c. Once this operation is over and we get a result, then we will be performing d divided by l, because this is the second operation from the leftmost side which has got same precedence with the multiplication. Now once this operation is done, then after that will be performing the third operation. That compiler will be performing the third operation, that is k into 20. Once these operations have been performed, that is this multiplication, this division and this multiplication, then the compiler must decide among addition and subtraction. Since there is one addition and two subtractions, and additions and subtractions have same precedence, again we will be using the associativity rule for this. Now these rules, that is precedence and associativity, they are fixed for the operators, they cannot be changed. But so far as precedence is concerned, we can break the precedence rule by using the parenthesis. This I have explained in the previous lecture. Now associativity rule cannot be breaking. There is no way out of it. The only way out of it is that you have to write the arithmetic expression in such a way that if you want the operators with the same precedence to be evaluated, and you want that out of these two or multiple operations, the first operation should be the particular operation which you have identified. Then you have to place it either from the left side or from the right side, depending on the associativity. That is it should be the first operation on the leftmost side or first operation on the rightmost side. I can define the associativity in another way. It is like this: when the operators of the same precedence are there, then if the associativity is from left to right, then the first operation with, that is the first operator from the left side, will be performed first, and after that the next operator, and after that the next. Now in today's lecture we are going to learn about typecasting. Before explaining this, let us first understand some important concepts that are related with arithmetic expressions and typecasting. Now there are two limitations of the C. These limitations are inbuilt and they are there in the C, and if we don't understand them, we won't be able to understand the nature of the results that will be produced by the arithmetic expressions. Now these limitations cannot be overcome, or if they can be overcome, let us see how we can do it. The first limitation cannot be overcome, that is the limitation of the integer variable. Since integer variable is a variable that can hold only integers and it cannot hold the decimal values. By decimal values we mean those values which have got a decimal point. Now decimal values are represented by two things. One is either decimal constants or the values that are stored in float and double, because float and double stores decimal numbers, that is the numbers with decimal point. By float and double I mean the variables of the type float and double, that is the memory location whose data type is float and double. Only these two types of variables can store decimal, what you call, values. Integer does not have the capacity, or it is not designed in a way that it can hold a decimal number. Let us see what I mean by that. Now decimal values that are stored in float and double data type variables or represented by decimal constants have two parts. And that is, all the decimal values have two parts. One part is called as the integral part, and second part followed that is written after the dot symbol is the decimal part. Now for example, we have a decimal constant 12.6. Now 12 is the integer part and 6 is the decimal part. If we have got a variable of type x, if we have got variable x that is of type float, then it stores the value, suppose 4.67. Then 4 is the integral part and 0.67, that is 67, is the decimal part. Now if I have got a double variable y that stores the negative number, decimal number, that is minus 5.789. Now minus 5 will be called as the integral part and the 0.79 part will be called a decimal part. These three are decimal values. So each decimal value has got two parts. One is before the dot symbol, that is the integer part, and one is after the dot symbol, that is the decimal part. Now if I declare four variables, integer variables though, a, b, c and k, and I try to store decimal numbers in them, let us see what will happen. If I say a is equal to 12.6, but since a is an integer, it does not have the capacity to hold 12.6. So what will happen? What happens is that the 0.6 part is lost and only 12 will be stored in a, because a is an integer location. As I told you, a has a data type int. Data type always shows the type of values that can be stored in a variable and the operations that can be done on a variable and the size of that variable, that is the memory size. Now since a is an integer variable, therefore only integers can be stored in it. Now if I assign a value 12.6 to a, it will not be able to store the decimal part because it is not designed for that. Integer variables are designed to store only integers. What happens? The compiler drops the decimal part and only assigns the integral part to a. So, but it will not show you the error. I have shown you in the previous lecture on arithmetic operators, expressions and operators, that if we try to do something like this in the compiler, it will not give you error, but what it will do, it will drop the 0.6 part and it will only assign the 12 into a. Actually the compiler should have given the error because it was a data type mismatch. We are trying to store something irrelevant into something which cannot hold it, but the C compiler is not designed in such a way. It allows you to do this assignment even though it is not compatible in terms of data type. But we have to remember this as a programmer and we have to be aware about this. And if you are not aware about this mistake, the compiler will not report errors and you will get the wrong outputs, and you will be responsible for that, because in order to write program in any programming language, we should be aware about the limitations of that language. Now if I try to say b is equal to x, and x has been defined as a float and has a value 4.67 initialized to it. Now b equal to x is equal to b equal to 4.67. Now 0.67 part cannot be retained by b because it's an integer, so b will be having only 4. Okay, now if I say c is equal to y and y is of type double, then if I say y is equal to minus y has this value. Now I am trying to put value of y into c. This is actually the assignment statement. Whatever is on the left hand side variable, to that we assign the value that is produced by the right hand side. That right hand side can be a variable, or that can be a constant, or that can be a arithmetic expression, or that can be a function call. Okay, now in case it is a variable, whatever value is in the variable, that I am assigning to the variable that is on the left hand side. So I am trying to assign the value of y into the value of c. In fact, I am trying to read the value from the y and write it in the c, but the c does not have the capability to hold decimal part of this value, which is right now 5.789. It can hold the integral part, but it cannot hold the decimal part, so only -5 will be assigned to C. Again, you will not get the error. You will never know if you are not aware about it, if you are not conscious. This is something called as semantic error. Now, if I try to do this expression, that is 2 into 2.3. Now 2 is an integer and 2.3 is a decimal constant. The result of this will be, if I multiply them manually, it will be 4.6. But once the result 4.6 is produced, k cannot hold it because k is an integer. Now what will happen in this case? You 4.6 instead of 4.6, 4 will be assigned to the k. So what is the conclusion? It is never good or better to use the assignments where we are assigning the decimal values to the integer variables. It is never good, because why? Because you will lose the decimal part, or we call it also fractional part. So if the decimal part and fractional part is lost, you are losing a part of a value, and since you are losing a part of value, you won't get the correct results if you later on want to use those results, or you want to display those results. Use a float or double variable in LHS of the assignment statement, because only these two types can hold these values completely. Now whenever on the RHS side you will be producing the decimal values, always be aware in the LHS side there should be a either float type of memory location or either double type of memory location, because only these two memory locations or these two types of memory locations can hold the decimal value. This is the right type of container or right type of storage for such values, and integer is not a right type of storage for decimal values. Okay, so golden rule: if the arithmetic expression generates a decimal result, assign it to the float or double variable, or you will lose the decimal part and correct outputs will not be generated. You should remember this rule. If you don't remember this rule and you write programs and you are not aware where about the type of the values that are produced by the arithmetic expression, and if those values happen to be of the decimal type, and if you assign them into the integer variables, you will lose the fractional part and you will not get correct answers. Now is the second limitation of the C. Now this is an important limitation. This is concerned with the data type of the operands. Now I told you there's a C way of handling the arithmetic expression. First, it has got a predefined precedence rule to determine which operators will be first used in the arithmetic expression, and it can only use one or perform only one operation at a time. That way we can know about the order of the operators, that is the order in which the operations are being performed by these operators. Once we know the order, and in case the operators have the same precedence, we know that either they will be performed or the operations will be performed from left to right or from right to left, depending upon the associativity of those operators which have got same precedence. Okay, now once we know about precedence, once we know about associativity, there is one more thing that we got to know so far as the arithmetic expressions are concerned. What is this limitation? You will know it like this: whenever there's an operation that takes place in the arithmetic expression, so if the operation is taking place in an arithmetic expression, the C compiler, what it does, the operation that is taking place, it will be definitely be taking place among the operands. I have earlier defined what is an operator and what is an operand. Operator is a symbol which designates the operation, and operand is the argument on which the operation is performed. Whenever the operation is performed, the C compiler will look first into the data type of those operands, and it will always convert the operand in the lower type to the higher type. I will explain this, but you first remember, whenever the C compiler will have to perform the operation, it will first look into the data type of the operands. Okay, and once it knows the data type of the operands, then it will convert the operand which will be of lower type to the higher type. So some conversion will take place. Conversion of what? Conversion of the data type. Data type of what? Data type of the operand. As we know, arithmetic expressions are the combination of operands and the operators according to the rules of syntax. Now, operators designate an operation. So whenever the operation will take place and wherever it will take place, the C compiler will do the following things. It will first examine the data type of the operands, and the operand with the lower type will be converted, lower data type will be converted into the higher data type. This type of conversion is called automatic typecasting or implicit typecasting or compiler defined typecasting. This will be done by the compiler. Okay, you have to understand this phenomena, and once the conversion is being done, the next step is it does the operation and produces the result in the higher type of the data. Okay, now this conversion is called as typecasting, but automatic typecasting. And there is another name of typecasting called as type coercion or type conversion. So automatic typecasting or automatic type conversion or automatic type coercion are one and the same thing. What happens in this automatic typecasting? Whenever the operation is being performed, the compiler examines the data type of the operands, and it will convert the operand which is in lower type to the operand in the higher data type. And once it does the conversion, and after the conversion it will perform the operation, and after performing the operation the result will be in higher type. Okay, is this clear? Now you must be wondering what is the lower type and what is the higher type. Let me tell you about this table. You just see this table and you remember, I have simplified this table, even though this table is more elaborate than what I have written, because I have not taken modifiers and qualifiers yet, therefore I am skipping that part. But if you understand this, this will be enough for you to understand what I want to say, and the concept, if it's clear, it can be applied to the data types with the modifiers also. Now what I want to say, character is of a lower data type than integer, and integer is of lower data type than the float, and float is of the lower data type than the double. I hope it's clear. Now highest data type that is available according to this table is the double, and the lowest is the char. As we go from serial number 1 to the serial number 4, the data type value increases. That is, int is of higher data type than character, float is of higher data type than character, double is of higher data type than character. Similarly, int is of higher data type than character, but int is of lower data type than the float. So this is in the increasing order. Data type, higher data type is always with the greater serial number. So you remember this order now: character, integer, float, and double. Now let us check this arithmetic expression. The expression is 4 minus 9.2. Now we have to perform the operation of subtraction. As I told you, whenever the operation in an arithmetic expression takes place, the C compiler examines the data type of the operands. Now we have got two values, two operands here, that is 4 and 9.2. The data type of the 4 is integer, because all those constants which don't have a decimal point, they will be treated as integer, and all those constants which have got a decimal point, they will be treated as decimal. So data type of this is 4 and data type of this is decimal. Sorry, data type of 4 is integer and data type of 9.2 is decimal. Now decimal data type means it is float. You can take it as float or double. So it depends upon the range, because float has a particular range that I have already given. Now whenever there is a decimal number with a decimal point, you take that as a float or double. But what is the data type of this? Depends. This data type of this is 4 is integer. Now data type of 9.2 is float. So which is the higher type according to the table? Float. So 4 will be converted to the float. This is what I mean by that the data type of the operand is examined and it is converted to the operand of lower type is converted to the operand of higher type. So 4 is a lower type and 9.2 is a higher type. So 4 will be converted to the float and then the 2 will be added and the result will be generated in the float. Now let us take another example. C is equal to 3 minus 8. 3 is an integer, 8 is an integer, so no need to convert here because data type is same. This conversion only takes place when we have got operands of the two different data types participating in the operation that is being performed. Let us go ahead and see it. Suppose now I have got a variable k which is a double type and I have got a float x that is again a float type and again data type data type int and we have a variable of type d that is of type int. Now if I write the expression like this, k into x plus d. Now k is data type, from here we can know it is double. Now x's data type is float because x has been declared as float. Now d's data type is integer. Okay, so we have to perform these operations, and that is multiplication and addition. But which operation will be performed first? Now we have to go for the precedence. That means the multiplication will be done first. Okay, when the multiplication is done first, so what is the k's type? It is double. And what is the x's type? It is float. So float will be converted to double. So now we have double into double and the result will be produced in double. Next, once we get the result in double, we have to add d to it, and d's data type is integer. Now double is a higher data type because now the operand is the result and its data type is double. Now int will be converted into double and double plus double, that means data type will be result and data type will be double. I hope it is clear. So whenever the operation is performed, the data type of the operands is observed and the lower type is converted into higher type. That we have given the table already. Okay, now if I have got an expression like this, of course whenever the arithmetic expression is being evaluated, the first thing we have to see is what is the precedence of the operators, because that will tell us which operation will take place first. And if the precedence of the operators, one or two operators, is same, then the operation will be either performed from left to right or right to left, depends on the associativity of the operators. And once we know the first operation that is being performed, then onwards we will use the type conversion. Who will use? The compiler will use the type conversion. And these decisions are actually made by the compiler. Whenever we submit an arithmetic expression to the compiler knows the precedence of the operators and it knows which operation is to be performed first, and then it performs the second operation, then it performs the third operation till all the operations are over and we get a result. But why we are being told this? If the compiler already knows this, we are being told this because we should have the understanding how the compiler works, and then only we know the order in which the operations will be performed in the arithmetic expressions that we have written in our programs. And once we know the order, then only or we can generate the results in our arithmetic expression the way we want. Okay, now we have got this expression. In this expression I have got 1 divided by 2 into x plus 9 plus 2.5. The first operation that will be performed will be either multiplication and division. After that we have to do two addition operations. Why multiplication and division first? Because they have a higher precedence. Once they have a higher precedence, now if they have this, now they have the higher precedence, but in the table they have the same precedence. So but their associativity is from left to right. So first we will be doing integer by integer. Now what is the, why I say this is an integer? Because it does not have a decimal point. All those constants without a decimal point are called as integers. Now this is an integer, 2 is an integer. Okay, now then x is a float. Okay, because it has been declared as a float, and 9 is an integer because it does not have a decimal point. 2.5 is a float because it does not have a decimal point, and this value falls within the range of the floats. Now int divided by int, then multiplied by float, plus int plus float. How many operations done at a time? One. How does the compiler know which operation it has to perform? It checks the precedence. He knows that the precedence of divide and star is same. So the compiler now knows that that which operation it should perform. It will use a associativity rule for that. So it will first go for the division. Okay, and the division is the first operation that will be performed. But division is now being performed between int and int, and the data type of the operands is same. So there will be no automatic type conversion or automatic type casting or automatic type coercion or implicit type coercion. Who performs this? Compiler. Programmer does not have to do anything with this. This is the C way of handling the expression. That's the C compiler's way of handling the expression. And if it does not, it violates with what we have learned in mathematics, that I cannot help, because it is like this only, and C compiler will handle your expressions like this only, and it will always get the results correct, but you should understand the way it does. Now integer by integer, you will get the answer as an integer. Okay, then what's the next operation? That is a multiplication. That's why I have written this in red. Once this is, but these two operands don't have the same type, so int is converted into float, then float and float is multiplied to the float, and the result is in float. Next operation is the addition between float and int. Since int is converted to the float, because rule is that we convert the first lower type into higher type. I am not talking about the values here. Here I am talking about the data type of the values, whether they are stored in a variables or they are represented by the constants. This is important because this is important. This is important. Why this is important? Because normally we focus on the values once we do calculations manually. Now we are not aware about this concept. This is something new concept, because and we have to learn it, because we have to know how the C compiler handles the arithmetic expression. Next we are going to add, suppose, float and int. Int is in a lower type, it will be first converted to float, then float will be added to the float, and result will be in a float. Now float is added to the float, data type is same, so no operand is converted, data type of no operand is converted, and we get a result in float. Now the nutshell of this discussion is that whenever the operation is being performed, the C compiler will convert the operand with a lower type into the higher type. So first there is a conversion, then there is an operation, then it will do the operation and produce the result. This is also important in the higher type. So lower type converted to higher type, and then result produced in higher type. This is the rule. And if the data type is same, then no problem, we don't need conversions. Okay, now this will lead to a severe problem, and if we don't know this problem, we will arrive at the wrong results in the arithmetic expression. Let me tell you what is the problem. The problem is in case of division mostly, when even though there are other applications of this concept also, but let us see what happens to the division. Whenever you are dividing int by int, the result it will produce is a int, and this is the problem. I will show you practically in the compiler. Okay, now result will be an integer. What does that mean? Let us first understand it. Now suppose I have 1 divided by 2. 1 is an integer because it does not have a decimal point. 2 is an integer, it does not have a decimal point. The result should be 0.5, but I told you the result will be integer, because whenever you are doing an operation between the two data types, the lower type is converted into a higher type, but in this case there is no conversion. It is only in case the two operands have a different data type. But another important point is on which we should focus, that is the result is in the higher type. Now here higher type can be here taken as an integer because both are integers. Now whenever the division will be performed between 1 and 2, and since 1 and 2 are integer constants, the result is an integer. So result instead, and integer in C are numbers without a decimal point. So the result is 0 instead of 0.5. This will lead to errors in the formulas where you will be using this type of operation. That is, you will be dividing the integer by the integer, and you will always lose the fractional part. So you will lose the fractional part in your computations, or decimal part in your computations. Fractional and decimal part are same, and once you lose that part, you won't get the correct results. Suppose in the triangle you are multiplying 1/2 of base to the altitude, that is 1 by 2, but your result should be 0.5. You get result as 0, and that is multiplied to the value of base and altitude. You get the value of area as 0. That is not correct for 1 by 2. Okay. Now suppose we have got another thing like a divided by 2, and a has been declared as integer location. Now the operation can be between two constants, or between a variable and a constant, or between two variables. In all the three cases, you have to check the data type of both. The data type of a constant is determined. Suppose it is integer if it does not have a decimal point, and it is a float if it has a decimal point and falls within the range of float. And then for the variable you will have to check. Here I assume a has been declared as integer data type. So if a is the integer data type, you are again doing an operation between integer data type and integer data type. Result will be the integer, and the result will be, instead of 3 divided by 2, that is 1.5, the result will be 1. 5 will be lost. Now I am giving the example here. If I do I write some arithmetic expression like this in C, and I'll be expecting the correct results, then you are living in a fool's paradise. Why? Because we have done integer by integer, and the result is integer, your fractional part is lost. This is the important limitation of the C, that whenever you do the integer, now you will tell me why it is like that. The C has been written like that, the compiler has been designed like that. I cannot change the design, but the C has provided a way out also, and that way out is called as manual typecasting. Now if I do something like this, again 5 divided by 2 into 20, so 5 divided by 2 should have been 2.5, but you get 2 as a result because you are again doing integer constant by integer constant. So you get result as the integer, and this is what happens. You are not getting the correct outputs as you desire the computer to do, but you will get something short of the correct answer. You will get something short of the correct answer here. Okay. Now what is a way out? Way out is that we will have to do manual typecasting. What is the manual typecasting now? Whenever I do 1 divided by 2, I know what C compiler will do. Integer by integer, and my fractional part is gone. What I have to do as a programmer, I have to take care wherever I feel that I'm losing the values. Now if I want to convert this one into float data type, now if I write before an operand within short braces data type float, I am asking the C compiler to convert this 1 into float, and once this is converted into float, it will be now float by integer. Since float is a higher type, 2 will be converted to the float. It will be float by float, answer will be in the float, so you will get the correct answer in this case. Now typecasting can be done either to this value or to this value, that is one of the two operands, or you can do to both operands, no problem. And if you do to one operand, your problem is solved. In case your operand is a variable, you have to again change the data type of that variable in the arithmetic expression. The original data type of a will not change. If a has been declared as integer, no, it will not change. Why? That cannot be changed. This is temporary within the arithmetic expression. If we would not have written float, supposingly I am assuming that a has been declared as integer, integer by integer would have led to the loss of the fractional part. Other way around is you write, instead of 1 you write 1.0. now it is float by integer, so 2 will be converted to float. This is something again that will be taken care by the programmer, but this method cannot be applied to the variables. We cannot write a.0 because a is a variable name, it's not a constant. So a by b, we have to do typecasting of either a and b if a and b happen to be integers. Okay, you can do typecasting of one of the values. Now typecasting or type coercion is of what you call two types. Typecasting actually means converting from one type to another. The compiler has an inbuilt mechanism for the type conversion. What mechanism it has? That is, it will always convert the lower type to higher type. This is the rule for C compiler. Whenever it performs the operation, it will convert the operand in the lower type to the operand in the higher type and produce the result in the higher type. This is called compiler defined typecasting, or it is also called as compiler defined type coercion or compiler defined type conversion. Type conversion, typecasting, type coercion are one and the same. It has got two types. One is compiler defined and one is the programmer defined. Here, where the programmer feels that he will not get correct results, the way here the programmer will rectify the problem that is within the C compiler. That is, it will produce the result in the higher type only, and this will always lead to errors once we have integer by integers. Okay, so typecasting and type coercion, I think it's clear now. I can show you a bit of exercise on this IDE. Now if I declare a variable int a, the first limitation of the C I will explain. A is equal to 9.8, cannot hold 9.8. Now it should have given the error because I am assigning the decimal value to the integer, but C does not give error. See, it does not give error. I am running the program in stepwise mode. It's accepting this. Let us debug and let us watch what is happening with the A. So A is here. Now initially A is a junk value. Now I am trying to put 9.8 in A. A does not have capacity or capability to hold 0.8. What happens? This is the first limitation. You should remember it. Never ever try to assign a decimal value to the integer, or never ever try to assign the arithmetic expression to the integer which produces the decimal results. And this is something data type incompatibility. So whenever you are producing the decimal results in the arithmetic expression, or whenever you are assigning the decimal constants to the variable, integer variable, whenever you are trying to assign a decimal constants to a variable, integer variable, the decimal part will be lost, and that's called truncation. Or whenever, now let us see the another possibility. Suppose I have got variable of type float g, and I am assigning 9.7 into it. It can hold because it is a float type, or if it's a double type, it can hold the decimal values. Now let us see first whether it can hold or not. Let us debug and also watch g. see, initially A is junk. Now G is also junk. Now after this statement it will be having 9. Yes, it can hold. This is a direct proof. Now A can hold 9.8. No, truncation has taken place. Now we'll do second type. If I am trying to assign G to A, now what will happen? If I trying to assign G to A, what will happen? G has a value now 9.7. I am putting value of G into A. It will not be reported as error. Truncation will take place. And since the compiler has not reported error, programmer will never know that what is the mistake he has done. At least there should have been a warning or error. Okay, that is these two are of incompatible type. Or see, compile, there is a warning, but the warning is not relevant. A is assigned a value that's never used. Okay, so the compiler does not give a warning. The compiler does not give an error. If you assign one variable to another variable which are of incompatible type. Now in case you happen to assign the value of an integer variable to a float or double, no problem. But once you assign a decimal value or a value stored in a float or double into the integer variable, it's a problem. I think I have discussed it now and it should be clear. Now let us see the another problem. If I say G is equal to 1 divided by 2, what should be the result? You can see yourself. If I do it manually, I know if G is 1 by 2, it should be 0.5, right? We assume it like this. Let us see what is the result produced. The result is 0. Why? Because it is integer by integer. Integer by integer produces an integer result. Because whenever the operation is performed, the C compiler examines the data type of both operands. One operand is 1, one operand is 2. 1 is an integer constant and 2 is an integer constant. So data type of 1 is integer. Data type 2 is integer. So integer by integer is integer. Instead of getting result as 0.5, which is a decimal value, you get a value 0, and this is what happens. Now what is the way out? Typecasting, either 1 or 2. Before 1 you write float float. Now let us see what is the result. But this float is written by the programmer. Programmer has to take care of this. Now you say G is equal to 1 by 2. See the value of G here now. It is 0.5. We are getting the correct result. You have to know the limitations of C. You should know the limitations of the C if you want to write the correct programs. So this typecasting was done by programmer, and the compiler defined typecasting will be done by the compiler. Okay, there are two types of typecasting that a programmer can do. Suppose he is doing a casting of a variable, and that variable is of a lower data type, say integer. He can typecast it to float. That's called promotion. And if he typecasts the float into the integer, so he is doing demotion. What are the uses of promotion and demotion? Maybe later on sample programs I'll tell you what that means. I hope this is clear now today. Now let us give an example of a variable. Now suppose I say G is equal to K divided by 2. Okay, and I define K as integer, int K equal to 1. Value of K I have taken as 1. So what is the value that will be computed here? Again, let us check out. See, K is the operation is division. K is an integer, okay, and 2 is an integer constant. So integer by integer will produce an integer. So it will be actually 1 by 2. The result should have been 0.5. See what you get? You get 0. Again a problem. How to overcome this? You do it yourself. You write float before this or before 2. Now see what is the result. You get correctly as 0.5. Okay, this is how we resolve this problem. Now suppose I get the correct result but I assign it to k, sorry, if I assign it to a, what is the problem again? You get the correct result, but a is an integer. Once the 0.4 is stored in an integer, problem. What's the problem? First limitation. The first limitation is that whenever you assign a decimal value to the integer, only integral part is retained. See, a cannot retain it 0.5. It is an integer, so a has a value 0. I hope it's clear now. The another way out, I told you that whenever we are doing integer by integer, and particularly when one of them is constants. So suppose I say 1.0 divided by 2. See what happens now. What's the value of g now? It is 0.5, because I have converted one of the constants to the decimal constants. Why? I have written it with the decimal point, but this will not work for all the compilers. In this case, you don't have to do typecasting. You have to convert the one of the constants, but this is again a programmer's responsibility, because he can write 1 or he can write 1.0. If he writes 1, he will lose his fractional parts, and if he writes 0, he will get the fractional results, because it is now float by integer. So 2 will be converted to the float and result will be in float. I hope this is clear. Now so far as we have discussed these arithmetic expressions, it should be to you now that C compiler has a predefined order in which it performs the operations. This predefined order is determined by the precedence table, and this predefined order can be broken with the help of braces only. Then once we have got a precedence, that is the operator with the highest precedence, and that operation will be performed first. But if more than one operators happen to have the highest precedence and their precedence is same, then in that case we use a rule called as associativity. So with that rule we know about the order of the operations. That is, with the precedence rule and associativity rule, we know about the order of the operations that will be performed in the arithmetic expression. But that is not enough. We should also know the data type of the operand for a particular operation that is being performed. Then we will know what are the typecasting methods or rules that are adopted by the C. And there is simply one rule for that. The rule is that the C compiler always converts lower type into the higher type and gets the result in the higher type. And if that does not suit our needs, we have to do manual typecasting. Again, manual typecasting is of two types. One is promotion and one is demotion. So generally typecasting is mainly of two broad types. One is implicit and one is explicit. Implicit typecasting is done by the compiler, and explicit typecasting is done by the programmer. Again, explicit typecasting is of two types. One is promotion and one is demotion. What I showed you in the program, that was promotion, because I converted integer to the float. I can do the vice versa, where I have got a variable of type float or the constant of the type float and convert it into integer. In that case, I am asking the C to lose the fractional part or do the rounding that we can see in some other example. I hope you have enjoyed today's lecture. Thank you.